Hi everyone, this is Heather Lockton from the Flourish Academy. This is episode 464. Today we're talking about business names. Oh, why? And yes, that is 100% product placement in the background. Except Godox does not sponsor me or the Flourish Academy. I'm pretty sure they don't even know who I am. But you know who does? YM Camera. They allow me to bring things like this home so that I can experiment, play with it, and then bring you reviews. So definitely support YM Camera with all of your photo purchases. I mean it. They're huge supporters of the Flourish Academy, so check them out. Okay, the question today is from my friend Deidre. She posted this in the FA community group. I thought it was so good, I would do a live video. She says, good or bad idea to change your business name? Question mark. I'm in the process of reinventing myself as a photographer. The name that I've been using is a combo of my firstborn and dog. We now have 3 kids. I was thinking about just using my name if I do. What are your opinions? Okay, first thing is it a good idea, good or bad idea to change your business name? And the answer to that question is good or bad according to whom? What is good? What is bad? I don't think there's such a thing as a good or bad idea. There's just a different choice. And I had to laugh when you said firstborn and dog, because sometimes photographers will come to me and they'll tell me an idea they have for a business name, and it will be their firstborn child who's an infant. And I'll say, well, do you plan on having any more children? Because if you do, the second and third child is going to be like, whoa, why did the firstborn get your business and I didn't? And then it will cause sibling issues that I don't think you need in the future. Okay, that's pretty funny. My question to you, Deidre, is what is the downside to changing your business name? I don't think there's any problem in changing your business name if you're reinventing yourself. I think the only types of people who would really struggle to change their business name, and this doesn't mean they couldn't, but they might struggle if they were maybe, oh, I don't know, Coca-Cola or Apple. They might struggle to change their business name because that would be a little bit strange. But for most people like us, that is the small entrepreneur, the solopreneur, if you will. It doesn't carry as much weight unless you have been in business for 10, 20 years and you are really established in your community. It would just be more challenging. It wouldn't be impossible and you could still do it. But that's the only time I personally would think that might be an issue. So I think you could absolutely change your business name and reinvent yourself. And let me tell you what I would do differently if I were to go back in time. When I started my business, I started out, because I'm super creative, I was Heather Lockton in photography, but nobody could say Lockton. So I scratched that pretty quickly, let alone spell it. So then I went to HJL Photography. And then I had, of course, Weddings by Heather was my flagship. And I also had Life by Heather, which is my lifestyle. But when I created my LLC, I formed it as Heather Lockton Photography LLC. And then I could have DBAs, doing business as, underneath of that LLC. But if I had to do it all over again, I would have given my LLC a super generic name like Lockton Enterprises. Oh my gosh, let me start over with that. Lockton Enterprises LLC. That's what I would have done. And then I could have all of my DBAs under that, because if you keep it generic like that, this is your LLC I'm talking about, then you can have any business name you want under that, because if you decide to do something different in the future, then you could use that same LLC. If you're not an LLC, or if you're just starting out and you're not even thinking really about where this business might lead you, or if you are operating as a sole proprietor, then you can name your business whatever you want, and you can change it and you can rebrand it. And I don't really think it's going to be a big deal at all. Maybe you make an announcement, maybe you don't. I mean, again, unless you've been in business for 10, 20 or more years and you have millions of followers, I don't think it matters. I think that it's fine to be able to change and evolve however you would like. I will say this. Years ago, I read a book. It's called, okay, I read books every week. I read a book a week. I have for 10 years. This particular one is called The Brand Called You by Peter Montoya. I read it 100 years ago, and he talks about building personal brands, which is so much more relevant now in the times of social media than it was when I first read the book, and certainly from when the book was written. But if you choose a business name, that's really cute and speaks to you, I think that's fine, by the way. But just make sure that on all your material and everywhere you post, it has your business name and then somehow your name. And here's why I say that. I have hundreds of photographers, thousands, that I follow, and some of whom are my direct private mentoring clients that I know very well. And I'll see their business name, but I will forget that that business name is tied to that person, because all they ever do is post under their business name, and I don't remember the actual photographer who's behind that or their name. I'll know the photographer separately, I know their business separately, I don't realize that they're the same thing. And if I'm confused, then potential clients or new clients could certainly be confused. Let me give you an example. My very best friend in the world, Hannah, has Livy Photos. Super cute. It's named after her niece, Livy Photos. She's always been Livy Photos. I suggested that when she posts or anywhere she puts her materials, that she puts Livy Photos, do your logo, everything else, and somewhere, by Hannah. So Livy Photos by Hannah. So people know that you are, or that Hannah is, Livy Photos. Otherwise, people might be like, wait, what's the name of her business? And that's her name. I'm really into personal brands because in our industry, you are selling yourself, not the photos. People are buying into you. So there is a direct connection between you and your clients and why they hire you. And yes, the photos are important, but if you can put your name to that, then that solidifies it even further. It makes it more concrete, like, oh, I love Deidre, and it's Photos by Deidre, whatever it is, Deidre Studio, I don't care, whatever it is, and they connect those two things, and then you are that business. Do you dig what I'm saying? Do not mishear me. If you are a photographer with a business name that is different than your name, I am not saying that is wrong or bad or something you don't want to do. You can absolutely have a different business name and then there's you. I would just make sure that your business name always has, business name and somewhere nearby your name so the connection is there. I shared this story a while ago. I remember for years, even starting into my live videos, if you go back and watch some of my earlier live videos, I would say, hi everyone, it's Heather from the Flourish.Academy. And some of my closest photographer friends couldn't pronounce my last name. And I thought, and by the way, one of them was Susie. For years, Susie could not pronounce it. Susie and I have been friends for a decade. And I was like, how can you not pronounce my name? Well, it's not Susie's fault. That's my fault, because I never said my last name. Like, you don't go around introducing yourself and saying your last name all the time, right? So I thought I could either be like put off that people don't know how to say my last name, or I could open every single video with, hi everyone, this is Heather Lottinen from the Flourish.Academy. So now when you hear, maybe you can even say Lottinen, I don't know, I hope you can. I say it all the time. And that way, because before that, people would say, oh, there's this photographer. She teaches. Her name is Heather. Her name is Heather Lofton, Heather Late, Heather. They couldn't never say it. And I had to figure out a way to circumvent that issue. So I literally, every time I introduce myself, hi, I'm Heather Lottinen. So that way people hear it and can spell it. Okay, sort of a tangent, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. You're selling yourself. You're selling a personal brand. If there's a way to work your name into your business name, do it. And if not, then make sure you have your business name and your name somewhere tied to it. And can you change your business name? Can you evolve? Can you pivot? 100% yes. You know why? You are the boss of you, and you can do whatever you want in your business. There's no right or wrong answer. There's just a different choice. I hope that you found this useful. I'll see you in the next video.